Hello, good evening. It's Sandy with Lagoon Designs, and I'm hoping that I can see comments. So if you pop on, please say hello so I know that you're there. I'm just checking and tagging everyone so that people will know we're live. But tonight, I'm just going to go a little bit on the simple side. We are going to color this girl. She is from the Disco Night stamp set that just released. And I wanted to make a really cute background. Most of the backgrounds I've made so far is her at a disco with the pattern paper. But I decided tonight I would use the stencil instead. So this is the new stencil that we have in the shop, and there's peace sign and flowers and a lava lamp, and I thought maybe I might mix it all up on the background. I also am going to color the background solid and then do some of the colors on top. I don't know how exactly that's going to work out, but I'm going to try it. Hey Carol Sue. And I'm going to play with the stencil first. I just want to play around with the stencil before we get rolling on anything else. So I'm going to start off, hey Drea, I'm going to start off with Twisted Citron. Because I want to cover the whole background with one base color, and then I'll add on top of that. So here we go. Let's get started. Hey, Rosie. Hold on. My brain is not functioning today. I'm trying to zoom in for you guys to make it easier to see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So I should probably just take this off so it doesn't slide around. I'm just not all together here today, but we'll get it going here in a minute. So this is a sticky mat I got at Waffle Flower, and it's sticky on both sides, and it works really good for stenciling, so I'm going to use that here. So it's sticky on both sides, so now it doesn't move around, and my paper stays on there, so I love that. And I'm just going to start putting this color on the background. And again, I want the whole thing to be filled in. And I want it to be fairly smooth, so I'm going to just keep doing it until I get like a fairly smooth background, because I really just want this part to be like in the background, if that makes sense. So that is what I'm doing. And notice I didn't put a whole lot more color on there, because I'm not really all that concerned about it being, super dark or anything. I just want to get the color laid on there, and there's obviously a lot of color in this brush already. So I'm just using that. And I wanted to pick a light color because I'm going to put colors over top of it. So I did get a little bit darker over here, so I think I may have to put a flower over there to cover that up, or maybe a peace sign. I'm not sure yet, but I think I used this brush next to blue before, so it kind of blended the colors together. So when I first touched the paper, it came out with a little bit of blue with the green, but it is kind of hard to see, so it's not too bad. So how are you guys doing tonight? You're mighty quiet. Oh, there, I can see the comments now. Woohoo! Okay. So that was just my base, and it was Twisted Citron. Hey, Heather. And now I'm going to use the stencil. And I like that this stencil has the inside and the outside separate, because that way I can make them different colors if I want. So I kind of like that. But I think when I start, I'm going to start with the petals and then I'll do the inside part later. Luckily, it's covered, so it won't color anything in there, but I think I'm going to start right here in this corner, and yes, I'm going to go off the page a bit. Hey, Tamara. Um, so let's see how Saltwater Taffy looks over top of Twisted Citron. I'm not really sure how that's all going to play out. So we're just going to play around. I figure it should. They layer pretty good, and they don't turn to mud because they're oxides. So I kind of like that. And I want several of them, but I want the different flowers, so I'm going to just start putting them. I think I may even layer flowers on top of flowers. This is called Flower Power, so I want it to have a lot of flowers on it. So I'm going to start off with just putting several of the Saltwater Taffy, and then I'll come in with another color. And I'm going to switch between the flowers. I want to use all the flowers, so just going to keep going like this. And hopefully I won't touch any of the other areas and get it all over my paper, but so far so good. So let's go with this one up here as well. I got a little spot there, so I'm just going to put this one on there and cover that up so that I don't have that strange stray pink spot on my paper. And since I have no complete and total idea for what this design is going to look like when it's done, I'm just making it up as I go along, then I can do whatever I want, you know? I can move the flowers around and I can change it up and I can just, you know, do whatever I want. So that's what we're going to do. I'll put this one down here, I think. I really wanted to use the lava lamp, but for some reason, I just didn't feel like that was really going to work on this particular one. But maybe we will grab another piece of paper and use the same colors and do lava lamps all over the place. Wouldn't that be fun? Then we can decide which one we want to put on the card. It'll just give us a little bit of a different stuff to play with, which is always fun. So I'm going to put this one kind of off the page over here. I mean, I do have one more color I'm going to use for sure. Maybe I'll pull another. I'm not sure. You know, because I didn't pull any purple, and we certainly need purple in our lives, or that's at least I need purple in my life. Purple makes me smile. It makes me happy. Sometimes you just need a bit of that. So I may pull out the Villainous potion because it's my favorite purple. Okay, so we have some really good starts here. You need purple too, Tamara. I understand completely. Me too. Just something about it makes me smile. So what I'm going to do real quick is clean off this stencil since I'm going to use a different color. So the quick and easy way to do that is just to spray it with water because it is an oxide. And then I usually sandwich it between just like a little napkin or paper towel and just kind of rub so that I can get like most of it off, the really wet part, and then I go in and just wipe off the rest. And I usually wash it under the sink when I'm done with it, but if I want to switch colors in the middle of it, I'm just going to do it like that so I can have it done. Purple is pretty, Christy. Hi, Christy. Yeah, I like purple a lot. But tonight I chose green, blue, and pink. I don't really know why, but I think I'm going to add some purple. Depends on what it looks like when we get done with this. Maybe we could do the inside of the flowers purple. That would be cool. So I'm trying not to put the exact same flower next to each other, so I'm trying to switch it up just a little bit. Although I have all three flowers there, so you're just stuck with one that looks close to it. Hey, Patty. Hello, hello. It always helps if your ink pad is like really saturated, and this one probably needs a little juice added to it, but it'll be okay. Maybe I'll put this one right here. So I'm just at random choosing where to put these. I have no plan in mind. Sometimes that's half the fun, is just starting off and rolling with it, and whatever it turns out to be, that's it. I like how smooth and pretty they come out, though. They do come out really nicely. So I'm going to put this one right here. I also like that when Dale designed the stencil, he put the insides far enough away that you don't color them when you're coloring the flower. So that part is really good as well. So I like that. Ooh, so pretty. I like it. I'm going to put this one over here too. I like them all. I like all the flowers. I don't think I have a favorite. I just like them all. I mean, who doesn't like flowers anyway? Well, I mean, I'm sure there are people, but not us. We all like flowers, don't we? I think I'll put this one right here. Maybe I'll turn it a little bit. There we go. It's going to overlap a couple of the other flowers, and I'm okay with that. I really am. There we go. I think I'll put a couple more of these same flowers, and then the big one, maybe I'll put the big one over here. No, let's put the big one, yeah, let's put it kind of off the page over here. It'll overlap a little, but again, it's okay. Hey, Mom. Love all the flowers. Yay, me too. And you could just use one or two, or you could build a little garden. So many things you can do, but I was just kind of feeling this at the time. Ooh, I like it, I like it. I think I'll put this smaller one right smack here in between the three of these. And then I think that will be it for this color. I really want it to have a lot of flowers on it. That's so cool. I really like it. Okay, so I know we're going to do, I know we said purple on the centers. I think that's really good. I have a smaller brush for that, so that'll work out great. But I think we need one more color to go in this. What color do I want to add to this whole thing? I could do a darker blue, or maybe I could do, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody have a suggestion of color? I could do a darker green. I could do a light purple. Or I could do, maybe this color will be good. This is like a fuchsia. It has a little bit of, it's called Seedless Preserves. It's not as deep purple as this purple one is. So I think it'll be lighter, almost look a little bit between the pink and purple, so that might be good. Hopefully this one is juicy. All right, and we got to clean the stencil one more time so I'm not pulling the wrong color on there. So I still have that same napkin that I just dropped on the floor because, you know, I'm just great like that. All right. I really need more water in my water bottle too. It's one of those you can't tip it over because there's not enough water in it. I'm a crazy mess tonight, you guys. Hey, Phyllis. Fuchsia, see, you're on the same page with me. All right, there we go. That's enough. It just needs to be cleaned just a little bit. All right, now we're going to play around with some purple. Purpley pink fuchsia. Seedless preserves. Okay. I think in here we're going to overlap. I mean, I really want a bunch, so we're going to have to do some overlapping for sure. There we go. Oh, I like it. Do you guys like it? I think it's a perfect color. I think I'll put one over here. I think we picked the right color, guys. I think we did. Ooh, so pretty. All right, here we go. I'm on a roll now. I just want to color all the empty spaces. You like it, Chrissy? Yeah, I like it too, a lot. Very happy with it. Now the thing is when we color our girl, we'll want to stick to some of these same colors so that it really shines. I think right here I'm going to do this one again. So she'll match the background really well. So that's always helpful. I mean, you could always color the image first and then match the background to the image, or you can do the background and match your stuff in the image to that. So I'm just going to put small pieces off the edge because it always looks nice and inconsistent that way, organic or whatever word you want to use, but I like that. I think we need one over here. This one's just going to be a few petals, maybe 3, just off the page. And then I think we need a little bit somewhere over here because we're kind of missing a little bit of purple over there of this fuchsia color. But I got to move all my drinks and all my remotes and all my stuff out of the way. And look at that. I already had ink in the brush. That's perfect. Nice. Okay, I like that. I think I might stop right there. And then the next thing we're going to do, I don't really even have to clean my brush because I have a small brush that I'm going to, I mean, I don't have to clean my stencil because I'm going to use a tiny brush, and I know I won't be picking up any of that other color. So where did I put, there it is. Villainous potion. I hope this makes it perfect. All right, so we have 3 different size circles. So that's that one. That's that one. And that's that one. Okay, perfect. So here we go. Just going to hit them one at a time. Ooh, do I need some ink on there? Yes, I do. You know, this is the ink pad I have to refill all the time, right? Because it's the one I use the most. And we do have to saturate it pretty good because it has that green underneath it, and I really want it to be purple. So I have to really work that saturation. But look at how cool that looks. Oh, it is leaking some of this color from the pink through it. So I am going to have to clean it off so I don't get that everywhere. Bill, can you please fill up this water bottle for me? It's a struggle. Alright, now let's wipe that off. It's okay. It didn't mess it up so bad that it's not okay. But it's a lesson learned. I think it is leaning the stencil onto wet ink and then picking it up and moving the ink around, I think, is the problem. So what I'm going to do is pull out myself another napkin. I've used all mine, so I have to open a new pack of napkins. And then what I'll do is place this underneath the stencil when I move it around, so I don't do that again. That way, we should be good. And we'll also look at the back of the stencil and make sure I'm not picking up anything when I move it from one place to the other. So there's that one. I think we've all done that at least you've done it before. Yeah, I think we all do it. I'll just put my image on that side, so I'm not really worried about that being like a big problem or anything. Let's try to go kind of in order. And I'll try not to press too hard on the stencil to keep it from picking up the other ink. Let's see. I'll just wipe it off for good measure. It's all these ones. Although I'm a little bit thinking maybe I should put pink in the middle of that one, just because when they're the fuchsia color, it just isn't going to show up as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I need one more over here. I was going to make them all purple, but I really think that we should switch it up just a little bit. Because I think the purple on purple might not look quite as good. Just eyeballing it next to the purples right there, I just don't think it'll have the impact. So I'm not going to do that. And I am going to wipe this off before I move on to the next one, so that when I switch colors, it'll work really good. Alright, so now I'm going to start at the bottom, not on that one, on this one. I'm going to put that purple in there. Hey Tamara! You love how it's coming together? I do too. I mean, sometimes we think, oh, we just need to space out our flowers, but sometimes we just need to overlap them because that just makes it more fun. And I like that we did a background base color because that, then it's just not white in the background. Although I don't know that I wouldn't have liked the white. So yeah, it could have been either way. I think people who stencil like all the time don't make those rookie mistakes as much, but that's not me. I don't stencil all the time, so I'm still learning as I go. Hey, Shelly. I think I was already talking to you, but somebody else said hello, so in case I missed it, there we go. I think I have one more right here that I missed. One more pink one right there. We need to get that color in that one because we don't want to leave it plain. And you could do this in reverse. You could do all the dots first and then do the flowers after. But I kind of like it with the dots. I think it's really cool. Alright, so I'm going to rinse off these two real quick on my little napkin over here. And then I'm going to work on the small one. And I noticed we have a little bit of ink on the back of the stencil, so I'm going to wipe that off just so I don't carry that over onto somewhere else. And then I'm going to use a dry one, of course, to make sure I don't put any water, because water will ignite all of this. So this one will be purple because it's pink. And there we go. And then I think the last ones, except for the smallest one, so I have to rinse this off again. Good thing I have a napkin handy. And then I'm going to start working on the little tiny ones. So here, oops, there we go. One. Those go by pretty quick. Right here. Okay. Then right here. And right here. We are almost finished. And maybe we'll spray it with some kind of sparkly stuff when we're done, after we give it some time to dry. I am going to wipe off the purple before I work with the different color. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to one of the other colors, I think. So maybe the blue would be good for the centers. I think I'm going to go with that one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We have one small one right here. I don't have a smaller brush for this one, so we're just going to be cautious. I think that's the only one that size that we have. And then I can flip this around before I have to clean it off and do this little one. And I stuck the edge of the stencil on the ink pad, so I'm going to have to wipe that off. Alright, then I only have two left, and those are going to be the big circle, the medium-sized circle. Nope, they're going to be the big circle. So I'm just going to get all of that off. See, it's clean again. And then I'm going to use this right here. I think I'll start here. We'll do this one first. We got to make sure we don't go off the stencil. And then we'll do this one this way. And so far so good. We only had one spot that we got the flower on, so we can put our character over there, which works out great because she's in that angle. So perfect. Look at that. Isn't that some serious flower power going on there? I feel like it's missing something right there. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's missing one right there. And I think it needs to be the fuchsia color. And I think it needs to be this one. No, maybe this one. We need a little one right there. We need one right there. We need something right there. What if we just put the dot right there? No, I think I'll leave it. I'm still pondering, can you tell? I can't decide. I think it's got to be the little one if I put it there. So I think maybe I'll go with the blue since I have it out already. I want it to be dark so it like really covers in most of those colors. So I'm going to hit it a couple of times. I just felt like it needed one more right there because it felt like it just wasn't covering all of the background. Hi, Susie. All right. So I'm just wiping it off one more time. I know that can be tedious, but it just makes it better. And then we need the purple one more time, so I'll just open it back up. And place it right here. And then we'll color this one in. And then we'll have it all done. Now, I promised we'd look at the other image on the stencil. The sticky mat works really good, so you have to pull kind of hard. Look at, so vibrant and pretty. Love it. Love it. I love it. But I want to do one more just because I want to show you the lava lamp, because I just love the lava lamp. I think maybe I'll do it this way this time. I mean, the lava lamps are going to be all in different directions, so it isn't really going to matter. But I'm going to try to use tiny brushes so that I can make rainbow of the lava. So let me test out these brushes. I got one that has a little shade of green. I kind of mix these up between colors, so I don't mind. I don't mind doing that. I don't think this one's red. So I guess I need to find one more for, well, I don't need to do blue. I can do pink, green, and purple. I think that'll be just fine. And I'll make the background, I'll make the little lava part with black soot. There we go. I know I have a small black soot brush. I just need to pull that out real quick, because I always have that one in black soot. Okay. Whew. Let's wipe off the circle so we don't get that on our paper. And then we're going to work with, I didn't get it all off. Yes, it's beautiful. I love it. I want to do lava lamps all over, but I'm going to start with the ink first. And I'm just going to put the ink all over, and then we'll do the outline part last on all of them. So I'm just guesstimating where they're going to go. They're going to be turned all different ways. I just think it'll be neat. But I'm going to use this Saltwater Taffy. And hey, Ellen. I'm going to use the Saltwater Taffy and the Twisted Citron to mix the lava. So let's get some really good Saltwater Taffy on this brush. And then over here, I'm going to pick up some of the Twisted Citron. And what I want to do is make them both colors. So I'm going to start with the top being the green part, and then the bottom being the pink part. And I'll just touch to overlap them just a little bit. And then we'll move on to the next. So see how that came out looking like really mixed up? And then maybe I'll put one over here. So you can do the lava in multiple colors. I think that's really neat. And of course, I want some of them to be kind of off the page, and some of them, I mean, you won't be able to see the whole lava lamp, but I'm okay with that. I mean, that's kind of like what the background's about. Even when it's patterned paper, you can't always see all of the designs as they go off the page. And this is pretty easy. It's kind of going pretty fast, so not too shabby. I picked up some color on the back of this. There we go. All right, I think I'm going to put this one really sideways. Almost a little bit facing down. Who knows? We may have to add another one later when we can see what this looks like once we add the rest of the lava lamp. But for now, we're just going to put some of these on here and go from there. I have way too many ink pads open on my desk, seriously. Okay, this one needs to be over here. Let's put just a little bit more green on top of that. Okay, and then we need one over here going kind of off the page as well. Maybe we'll do this one this way. And then we'll come in with the pink. And I think I will do one more right here. I want to pick it up carefully. There we go. Okay, great. I got a fuzzy on that one. All right, perfect. Now we have all our little lava going crazy. And now what we're going to do is put, ooh, I almost want to do purple, but I'm not. I'm going to go with the black, but I really want to use the purple. Really, really, really. Hey, Beth. Hey, Susie. All right, I'm going to wipe off the ink from this last, from the lava. And the little bit of purple I picked up when I touched the ink pad. Just making sure that we're all cleaned up before we start again. So as you can see, there's nothing on there, so yay. And now I'm going to place this, I'm going to layer this right over top of where the lava is. So you can, it fits right in the covered spot. And then I'm going to use the, what is this called? Black soot. And I'm going to make the lamp. It will go off the page and that's okay. Oh, so pretty. How about that? Isn't that awesome? Okay. I noticed it went a little bit underneath at the top. There's a little mark there, so I want to make sure that when I do this one, that I wipe that off before I get started. And it's okay if I don't put it back in the ink, because I'm okay with it being a lighter black too. It doesn't have to be a super dark black. Oh, so pretty. Okay, you guys, I might like this one better than the other one, and I like the other one a lot. But this lava lamp is awesome. I love it. And the black really makes it pop, I think. Sweet! What color did you say what black was? It's black soot. Black soot. So this one is actually going to overlap the other lamp because of the way I put it. But we're going to do it anyway. Just like that. We are going to put it right over top of that one. Okay, here we go. Next one. Now, since that ink is wet, that we just put on there, when we put this over, we'll have to check that after we put all our ink on there to make sure we didn't get any on the stencil that will carry over when we do the last two. Oops, I shifted it. Oh, saved. Phew, scared me just a little. I'm going to wipe that off because I feel like I got too much ink on there and that it might show up on the other one. So just wiping it off gently and then drying it off, since these have to go over top of the colors we just did. This one's going to go right over top, so let's go ahead and do that one first. We may have to wipe it off again. There we go. It looks psychedelic, very 70s. Yes, I agree. And I think I'm going to fill in some of the background with a couple of other, like with maybe some of the dots, just to cover up some of that space. Nope, it didn't pick up any, so we're good. So cool. So cool. Purple dots would be cool. So groovy, baby. I agree. I agree. I used to have lava lamps back in the day. I still think they're very cool. I could watch them all day. Yes, I agree. I'm going to put all the different size dots on there. So I'm going to wipe off the black because we don't want to put black somewhere it's not supposed to be. I'm going to wipe all that off first. And yes, that's how we're going to get purple in there. We're just going to put dots around there. And we'll use purple. And we'll use the different size dots. I definitely need some more ink on my purple pad. I think we'll put the big ones first. And then we'll fill in some smaller ones in a minute. Let's just put 3 of this size, because I think we have one size a little bit bigger and one size smaller. I think this is the medium one. So we'll just put that, and then maybe I'll even lighten the ink. Like, it doesn't have to be so dark. Maybe we can do it a little bit lighter and give it a little bit more personality. So let's do the larger circle real quick. And I'll use the ink that's already in the brush and see if I can get a smooth circle without making it like really dark. And then that way we'll have a little bit of a different shade of purple, even though it's still purple. So just trying to use the ink that's already in the brush without touching the brush again. And it's working nicely. Yay! Okay, I'm going to do one over here. Maybe I'll do it right here. Kind of off the page a little. We're going to try to do one more without putting it into the ink pad. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to use the little bitty circle. Oh, I got this ink all over the place. Oh, I see. No wonder it wouldn't come off. It was on the other side. That's the way it happens. People are just bouncing in and out. There's nothing wrong with that. Now I'm just going to fill in wherever I think there needs to be a dot, and some I'm going to re-ink and some I'm not, so that they can be different shades. I might put two over here. I'll do one really dark. And then the next one I'll do lighter. And then I just think we need one or two over here and we'll be good. So I'm going to put one right here. We'll make it pretty light. And then we'll do one more towards the edge of the page, like here, and we'll make that one darker. And I feel like since I made that one darker and I still have some ink on my brush, I should put one more like over in this corner, like just a half of the corner. I think that's good. What do you guys think? I like it. You're working while you're doing other stuff while you're listening. That's a famous thing we all do. That's why sometimes it's quiet and we have to talk to ourselves, but it's okay. We don't mind. I don't know which one I like better. They're both super cool, and this is only one stencil. And look at how cool that is. I really like these lava lamps. What we'll do is we'll color the girl, and then we'll just see which one she looks better on, which one like works with her once we color her. So we're going to color her next. Look at that. So cool. I really like how that came out. And that one. They're really fun. These are really fun, really cool backgrounds. I like them a lot. A lot more than I thought I was going to. And since I filled my markers last night, so I'll be ready to color. So that should go pretty well. All right. So I'm going to put this on there. Oh, look at how pretty my sticky pad looks too. It has all these pretty flowers around the edge. I'm just going to leave them there because, you know, you only have to clean it every so often. So I don't clean it between every time I use it. But my stencil needs to be cleaned. And since I've been cleaning it as we go along, I think I'll just finish that up. Then Dale won't have to go and do it for me like he usually does. There we go. So now, that's pretty clean. That's good enough. All right. A couple of extra little paper towels here to clean off my desk so I don't mess up the image when I pull it over here because it's already cut out and ready to go. Really fun colors. The oxides make those colors pop. They do. They're real. I love the oxides. I use mine a lot. Really, they're the only ink pad that I have the full color. They're the only colored ink pads I have. I have a few VersaFine Claire, but not a full set. They're the only ones. The oxides are the only ones I have a full color set of. Let's see. All right. I can only go up 3, so that's good. I'm going to get her focused in. This is the girl that we're going to color tonight. I'm going to move the light away a little bit, so maybe it'll help. There we go. And then we want to stick to the colors in these, so I'm going to keep those sitting here pretty handy while I'm coloring, just so I can keep my eye on them for choosing colors. But for skin tone, I think I'm going to use the E000, and then E00, and E11, E21, and E04. those are what I'm going to use tonight just to do her skin tone. So we have the E000 to wet the paper. So we're going to start with that. Just wet the paper and get the groundwork started for this skin tone. I'm sitting here while, if you ever wonder what I'm thinking about when I'm actually coloring, I'm not actually thinking about the coloring process. I'm thinking about what color am I going to use next. Like, what color am I going to make her hair? What color am I going to make her shoes or her boots? That's usually what's going through my brain as I'm coloring the next color. It's what the next part of the girl I'm going to color. What color am I going to pick? So that's usually what's going on in my head. She needs purple hair like me. That might be actually fun because we don't have a lot of that purple in the background. So maybe I will give her purple hair. You can buy refills for your oxides. You can revive them. I need to pull out some pink for her tongue. So I'm going to use this E42 in the back. I like there to be a two-tone on the tongue. R12 for the front. I just like to do that. It's a little bit excessive, I guess, but R12 is what's going on her cheeks as well, and I'm going to do them before I start coloring the rest of the stuff. So she's going to have some seriously pink cheeks for a little bit. Next, I'm going to go to the E04 for my shadow. You have a refresher spray too. That's kind of cool. I didn't know they had that. I probably could use that on a few of mine, the refresher spray. I have a few more I need to refill, but I don't have all the refills, unlike with Copics. I have all of them because I've had to refill almost all of my markers. But with oxides, I only have like the small amount that I've needed so far, and now I need a bunch more, so I probably need to go through and test them and figure out which ones I actually need to pick up now. So I don't know. Can you guys see? I'm trying to keep that so you can see what I'm doing. The lighting is in strange places. So I'm just going like under her skirt, where her one leg is over the other, and then kind of the top of her boot, just to get a little bit of this dark color. This is a really, really dark color. So I don't put a whole lot of it, but there's enough to give it an impact. So let me see if I can get that to come in a little bit better. Maybe, oh yeah, no, if I put that light over here. Alright, so I pretty much color in near dark. It's pretty dark in this room, so that I can, so that you guys can see better on the screen. I have to color in the dark. It's okay, I'm getting used to it. Hey Ellen, yes, we are happy to see you here. Hey Carla. We are happy to see you here. I'm guessing we'll probably see you tonight too. I probably need a little bit darker color than that E11. It's not quite dark enough to pull that E04. So I'm gonna go up a notch to E13 to kind of spread this really dark shadow color down just a little bit further, and then we'll move into the E11. I feel like we're going to need just a little more shadow, or in order to get those to blend smooth with E11, I'll have to go over them too many times and it'll wash out the shadow, and I don't want to do that. So I just grabbed one step darker marker to help. There we go. We got to get a little bit around there. And then I think we're good. Now we can go to the E11. Hi, Shalana. Hi, Reagan. I'm so happy to see you guys here. I really needed to see you guys here tonight. You guys make me happy. So I'm using the E11 like I was going to before, just spreading the ink a little bit more. A little bit lower, a little bit further on her face. There we go. Coming this way. And then under her eye, the top of her cheeks. This is the color that I'll go around the outside with, so I am going to put just a little bit on her nose. It won't really show up when you get done, but it definitely gives just a little bit of an accent that the nose is there. Because the images aren't real life images, I don't really focus a whole lot on the nose. I don't want it to look like it doesn't go with the kind of image that I'm coloring. So it's just not my thing. If it's your thing, then you absolutely do it. And I give you the nose area. I draw the line art in there, but I just don't specifically go over it because it's not really my thing. But do you. And we'd love to see it. You can share what you do in the group, and we would love to see it. This is E21. This one is also a comparative to the E11. Like, it's about the same shade, but the thing is the E11 has more of a peach, like, skin tone color to it, and the E21 has more of a brown type color to it. So when you use them together, it works really great, but you can interchange them. You can use E21 first and then E11, or you can use E11 and then E21. Either way, they work together really nicely, but it doesn't matter really what order you do them in. You can really mix it up however you want. Also, always test your markers, because my markers are old. Like, I've had these markers for 20 plus years. So it's possible that over time some of them I've noticed have gotten a little bit darker than what you would get on the market right now if I bought a brand new one. So definitely test your markers out until you know the colors. You may be reversing a few of those depending on whether you have brand new markers or older markers. Because I do notice that sometimes when I replace a marker, I'm like, wow, I don't remember that color being that light, or I don't remember that color being that dark. It can just be changed from over time usage. But it takes a long time to do that. I like that, but I really want those cheeks to be a little bit brighter, so I'm going to come back in with this R12 again. I mean, she is really flower powering it up, so I definitely want her to have a little bit more cheeky color. So I just put it on a second time, and now I'm going to soften it up with this E00, and it'll just show her with a little bit more blush on her cheeks than I normally do. I kind of see her as out on the town or out at a party or a concert or something, and so she would have her makeup ready and be all fancy. Don't worry, it's wet right now, so it's really dark, but when it dries, it'll be lighter. Alright, let's finish this up real quick with all of her little areas, like her little knees. Get a little bit more in there. Little chest. And that should finish her up. So I'll hold her up real close because I know that you kind of can't see it quite as well. But see, it's very bright right now on her cheeks, but it won't be when we put all her clothing color and stuff on her. So just bear with me. Wow, 20 years? Yeah. Yeah, I've had them a long time. Yep. I have a really long time. And still color with them all the time. Okay, so we said hair like mine. And by the way, I'm going to get mine done again tomorrow. So it will be this color tomorrow. Reminds you of Heather Graham and Austin Powers. Ha ha ha. I could see that. I love how it calms down in front of my eyes. Be patient is what you have to yell to yourself as I color. Yes. Just a little bit softer now. Yep. You have to tell yourself it's okay if it looks really dark, because it's not going to look that way when you're done. It's not going to be really, really dark like that. So here we go. This is a dark, dark purple. So this is going to come out as the strands of her hair. So she's going to have the dark purple, which is the base coat that they put in my hair. And then they add that magic color, that VO6, which we will also add. My lines are not as skinny as they usually are because I'm trying not to do it over top of the image so you can see what I'm doing, which makes my hair look a little bit thicker and not as fine lined, but that's because you have to really hold the marker up like this and then you can't see what I'm doing, so it's okay. We'll just keep going. And it'll just be a little bit thicker this time. A little bit more purple in there. I'm going to put a little bit right there. I also like to put a little bit darker right here. Almost like it's, kind of behind her ear, sort of. I'm going to turn her upside down because it'll be easier for me to do this side for you to be able to see if I flip her over. Now this is inside her earring, so we need some color in there. I like those earrings, those big hoop earrings. Also, the closer to the nib that you hold the marker, the more control you have. So the further back I have to hold it so you can see, the less control I have. So that makes it a little bit challenging, but not undoable. So I'm going to go a little bit from these edges right here, just putting a little bit of darkness on the tips. And then we're going to switch color. My lines are always a little thick because I'm heavy-handed. And I'm heavy-handed too, but it takes a long time to learn that being gentle with, that heavy hand is a tough one to get over. But if I did it, you can do it. You can. V17 is also dark, so it's going to be the color that I'm going to finish up any shadow areas. I'm also going to put any brush strokes in between where I put the last color because it is lighter than the one we already laid down, but it's not the real color. The real color that we're going to do most of the coloring with is going to be the VO6, and we're going to use that one next. So any of these spaces way down here close to her head, those will have mostly just this dark color, but we'll have to go over it with the VO6 to keep the same tone throughout her hair. So anytime you decide that you want to color and shift the tone of the color, so like from purple to a fuchsia color, you have to go over some of the purple in order to get it to blend nicely. Otherwise you get purple and pink separate and not together. Okay, here comes the V06. This is what changes it all. So right now it's very purple. It's very pretty, but this is what's going to give it the change. So we're going to go over, just gently, over top of some of the color we already put in there, and we're going to extend further. This is what's going to bring out that color. So when we do my hair, this is what gave me the idea to do this hair in the two-tone color, is that we put the highlights in the fuchsia color, and then the base that we put over the whole thing is the purple. So it really has two different colors in it. And that's what makes it look more fuchsia, but still subtle enough to be purple and not pink hair. But anytime we don't add the fuchsia, the purple fades really fast. So the initial reason we decided to do that, add that fuchsia color to my hair, was to have it, keep it stay longer so I don't have to dye it quite as much. And that's where that whole two-tone color came from. That's why we do it. And I like it. I really like it with both colors in there. So now we have the mixture color, and then the V15, it's going back to that 17, 15, 12 range. Still has a little bit of the pinkish color in it, and then the rest is purple. So we're just going to fill in those areas of her hair where the white is with this. We're not really going to go over the whole thing. We're just going to fill in our white areas with this highlight color. And that kind of gives that mixture of color in there, and gives her that beautiful purple hair. If you find that you didn't put enough of the darkest color, or you want it to be a little bit deeper color, you can always add more brush strokes. So I'm showing you right now what this looks like, and then I'm going to show you how to add those fine line hair lines back into it. So we have this really pretty soft color. I'm going to go back to my V09, and I am going to hold my marker upright to get like really fine lines as much as I can. And I'm just going to go in there and put a few more of those back in her hair. And then I'll show you up close what this small little step does. It's just going to deepen that color just a little bit more and give it a little bit of a wow factor. Sometimes adding that dark color back in one more time gives, you don't have to do it every time, but on hair it's really good because it shows the strands of hair, which is really what you want in order for your hair to look realistic. Let me turn her upside down so I can get this brush stroke going this way. So really all I do is add that first color back in one more time, and I'll show you how much I like it. So now you can see the strands of hair, you can tell it's hair. It makes a big difference, and it was just one more extra step. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. I am going to grab the V12. V12 is the next color in the purple sequence, and I'm going to put a little bit on her, above her eyes, for a little bit of eyeshadow, because why not? Why not add a little bit more to this? Notice I went with a lighter color than I even used on her hair, because I want you to be able to see it, but I don't want it to be overpowering. I did a second coat right up close to her eye and less at the top. If you notice it's just a little bit too purple for you, you can always go back over it with the skin tone color again. But look, just that little bit of subtle purple as eyeshadow looks great. I'm going to use the E04 for her lipstick to start off with. It's really dark. It's the shadow color we used for her shadow on her face, so it will help bring that together. And then I'm going to use the V15. Maybe I should use the V06. I'm going to use the V06 to finish her lipstick. So her lipstick's going to be a little bit on the purple side as well. Now, if you use a dark color for lipstick, you can always come back in with your colorless blender and kind of remove just a teeny bit so you get that like line of reflection on her lips. So I usually do it like just a straight line across her lips and maybe a little bit at the bottom. And we may do that one more time as it dries. You don't want to do it too much because you don't want to push the ink outside of her lips. But I noticed that I missed a small spot of her hair, and since it's kind of hidden under her arm, I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. I'm going to start with V09 right here. This is the hair behind her. And then I'm just going to finish it with V06 because that it gets both colors in there, and this is all in shadow anyway. So there we go. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for coming back. And hey, Meg. All right. So far, this purple will match with any of the backgrounds we did. But I do think that I want to go really bright with her outfit. So I'm thinking like a lime green. I think a lime green would be really cool. So we're going to start off with these colors. And we need it to turn a little bit on the yellow side. So, and I don't know which one I want to use, YG01 or YG21, so I'm going to test it out real quick, but I'm definitely going to use YG17, and then I'm going to get lighter with YG03, and then, so I'll show you, we'll have a shadow color in YG17, and then a mid-tone color, which starts getting into that lime color, which is YG03. And then these are the two I can't decide which one I want to use, so I'm going to do half. This is YG01. This one stays pretty lime-ish. And then YG21 is this one, and it moves into more like a yellow color. So in order to match this background, I think we need that yellow tone, so I'm going to use the YG21 instead of the YG01. That's how I decide which colors to use. And I'm going to do it on her dress. I think I'm going to leave the outlines of her dress for whatever color I'm going to do the boots, like maybe black. And then I'll make the dress lime green and the headband. So let's go. That's what I think I'm going to do. So here we go. YG17, we're going to start up here. The darkest color. And then of course the inside of her sleeve will mostly be the dark color on both sides. Be careful not to color the glass. And then the shoulders, because her hair is covering all of that. Then I'm going to do this part up here because her head is covering that. Shoulders. I'm going to do just a tad bit underneath here and maybe underneath here. Just a little bit in that corner. And then this one over here and down a little bit and in this corner. I mean, as you saw, the next color is going to get really light, so we need the shadow color in there. There we go. And then I am going to do underneath this line right here just to keep that that shape, that body shape that she has. And then inside the loops of her belt. Anybody have a belt like this? I did. It's funny. I had a belt like that. And then we're going to do some of these brush strokes just off of the belt. I think mine was silver when I had it. And then right here, because this is folding because her knee is up. So we're just going to put a little bit there. And then this is the underside of her dress, so it would keep that dark green as well. And maybe just for the fun of it, I'm going to do the top part of her boot right here in this lime green color. Just the top part. Okay, now YG03. So I'm going to just extend up from where that last color was. And since we only have one more color, I'm going to be going around the outside and just leaving the highlight area. So that's a very nice, pretty greenish color. Down here, and then up along that area, leaving a small area here for the lightest color. We're going to finish off inside of her dress. All of this under here. We're going to leave the lightest color for her, you know, top, so it shows dimension there. Up along here, along the bottom, and a little bit down from the top, leaving the center part for the lightest color. And then we're going to go down here. I'm going to actually go down, and then we're going to come up from the bottom as well. So I'm going to turn it around to make it easier and so you can see it. I'm going to curve that edge, going around the bottom. And then we're going to enhance this line and just kind of come up a little bit. Leaving some highlight areas for our last color. We'll go a little bit further on the little boots. Ooh, I like her in lime green and purple. How pretty is that? Oh, Reagan, you do too, huh? See, we thought of that at the same time. Yep, I like the combination for sure. So I'm just going back and forth to smooth that a little bit right there. And then I'm going to kind of follow that same back and forth type stuff on most of the rest of it. Kind of blends all those tones together, but makes it a little bit more lime green. Then down here, we're going to do this back and forth, smooth that out a little bit, right here. And then we'll do the top of her boots. Ooh la la! Ooh la la! Okay, next, here we go. We need to do her. What color did we say we were going to do her boots in? Black? Love the green and purple. I know, I do too. I'm trying to decide right now what color I want to go with for the boots. Maybe we'll make the boots. We could make it all purple, but I hate to stick with so much purple. Let's see, what would it look like on this one? Oh, so pretty. I think she needs pink. I think she needs pink. She's going to have pink on. Let's see, what color pink are we going to use? I think we'll use these RV colors. Let's make sure that pink looks okay. It's going to be pretty dark because I want her boots to kind of stand out. That's the shadow. That's the next color. And I'll hold it up to the paper. Maybe it's not the right. Maybe it needs to be the second and the third. Let's see. I think I'm going to take that darkest color out. And I'm going to switch to, let's try this one. So we'll have 3 lighter pink colors. I think that'll be better. Let's do light pink boots. We'll do these pink boots just for Drea. She likes pink. Alright, we're also going to do the outline of her lime green dress. You probably can't find one of these on the market because that's why we get to make them ourselves. There we go. And then I'm going to start working on these boots right up here against the soles that will be black. I will make the soles black. And then this back part of her shoe right here all the way up to that green. There we go. I'm going to save her hoops and her belt to match the soles of the shoes. That is my plan, and I'm sticking to it. RV13. Gonna just extend with that one a little bit more. Save a little bit for the last color that will blend it all together. And then her shoes. Oh, such pretty shoes. Who didn't want pink boots? I mean, how awesome is that? I went over the zipper, but I'll probably go over that with black when we get done. Alright, and then the last one is the RV23, which we're just going to go over the highlight areas with this one. Just to finish that up. I'm going to do a little back and forth here to kind of blend that together for our cute little pink shoes. There we go. Now we just need our black color and we'll be done. So I think with black, I'm going to go with C8 and then 6 and 5 if we need it. So we're going to start with C8. We're going to put it up close to her ears and then just from the bottom here. And then on her belt, I'm going to do the cross one for sure on all of them. And then I'm going to just go along the bottom of each one just a little bit. This, you really have to hold the marker upright to get that really fine line. But it's okay. I'm going to do that zipper right there in black. And then the inside of her back shoe. And then this right along here. This inside part of her shoe. And right along here. There we go. Then we're going to switch to our, you had Doc Martens, that shade of pink. Aren't they pretty? I bet your Doc Martens were awesome. Do the back side of her earring. I'll leave a little bit for the last color. Same thing with her belt. I'm going to leave just a small area for the last color. We'll do a little bit more blending out with that last color. The back part of her shoe, most of it's going to get this color. Going to come down the front. We're just going to leave a small sliver for the lighter color. These aren't actually going to be black, so I kind of like that. The gray is nice with the whole thing. And then C5, I had a pair of white and a pair of black knee-high boots, no pink. I had black knee-high boots too. But no pink, no pink. So this is C5, and it has more colorless blender, so the more I go over to blend, the more it'll move the color around and kind of lighten it up. So I don't want to do it too much. I want to be a little bit careful with that. It looks like I missed a small spot of her dress right there with the green, so I'm going to grab that when we're done with this. I'm just blending out the soles of her shoes. Oh, and then we got to do her champagne glass or her fruity drink or whatever you want to call it. So I need B000 and C3 and C1. And then I need, I think I'm going to use Y23, yeah. So Y23 is going to be my champagne in the glass, so I'm going to put that in first. Just like that. It's very, very light, but that's all I need. And then the B000, I'm just going to add a bit of that to the glass, just so it looks like a glass and not just gray. So I'll put a little bit more at the top. I like to add that B000 to snowmen and glass and all that kind of stuff. C3 is a little bit dark, so I'm going to be careful with that one. I'm just going to do it down here, these parts where her hand's in the way. A little bit around the top edges. Down below her hand and a little bit on this base, and then we're going to use the C1 to finish it off. And when I do that, I'm going to go over the whole glass, including the champagne, because the champagne you would see through the glass, so it wouldn't be bright yellow, it would be, you know, hey Vaughn Marie. I couldn't have knee-high boots. I have tiny feet and fat calves. Oh, I had problems with the calves too. I have cheerleader calves. What can I say? There we go. How cute is she? Oh my goodness. All right. So 2 things we have to fix. One is we need to lighten her lipstick just a little bit more. So I'm just going to add a little bit on that. We could always do it with the white gel pen, but I kind of like it lightened up a little bit with the colorless blender first, and then we'll go from there. And then we missed one of the little spots on her dress, so I'm just going to go in with the middle color, which was YG03, and just fill that little spot in that I missed. For her eyes, I think we might as well stick with the theme, so we'll just make her eyes green. So I'm going to go with the YG17, and I'm just going to do the top on each side, and the top of that one, and the bottom a little bit. And then I'm going to come in with the YG03, and I'm going to fill in the rest. You don't have to do a whole lot with the green. It'll stand out enough. I am going to take my black multi-liner like we always do and just make that that pupil area darker. I will have to go over the white again with the gel pen because I'm going over that with the multi-liner, so I've wiped out the white spot, so we're going to have to add it back in. And that's okay. I don't mind when that happens. I'd rather get that black in there than not put it in there at all. So that is my plan. So she looks really cute on this paper for sure. But then she also looks really cute on this paper. So now I don't know which one I like better. So I'm going to let you guys tell me while I'm picking the card base. So do you want 1 or 2? This one is 1. This one is 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. All right. You have about a minute or two to let me know which one you want while I'm picking some card base to match with our stuff. All right, everybody's going with 1 so far. We have 1 for 2, so it's looking like it's going to be 1. All right, we can do that. The flowers, okay. All right, we'll go with the flowers, and I'll make something with this one later, and I will post it in the group so you guys can see it. But for now, we're going to go with the flowers. I was thinking we needed a black background, but I think the black background goes with the other one better. So, oh my goodness, she is so cute. I almost think we need 2 colors. So let's see, this blue, oh man, that blue is great. And then I think this color, nope, not the right color. I have a lime green we could look at too, but I don't think that's going to match quite as well. Maybe if we did it like this and it didn't show nearly as much, it might be a good color. Or let me see if I can find a light pink that might look good. Ooh, I think I like the pink and blue. I think we're going to go with the pink and blue. I like the pink a lot. A lot. So I think we're going to go with the pink and blue. Half and half. Cut on a diagonal. Okay. I can do that. Let me zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing. She's so cute on both papers. I know, right? She's perfect. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. I am going to have to cut it down, though, because it's bigger than I intended, which is good because we might be able to cut off most of that little bit of mess up over there. So 5. Yeah, that'll get us really close. And then I think I'll go from this side down, so I need to be at about right here. And then I can just save these. Like this could be a border for the inside of the card because it's still so pretty. We don't want to waste it. So we could do it this way. Yeah, and that would cover up that little bit of mess up I had. And then I think we should put the pink and then the blue. Or maybe we should do the blue and then the pink. Nope, I think it needs to be this way. So I'm going to cut the pink paper now. We're going to make this A2, so it's just going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller than the paper. And I cut the background even smaller than that, so it should work perfectly. Yep, it did. I think we need a little bit of sparkle though, so if you guys want to stick around for just a few more minutes, I think I'm going to spray this thing with some sparkle. So I have, but you know it's oxides, so you have to be careful when you're spraying with sparkly stuff. Oops. But I have this stuff called Ice by Anthology, and I think it'll look really good if we spray this. It doesn't take very long. It'll be super fast, but I think it needs it. I mean, it doesn't really need it, but I think it'll be fun. It's oxide, so it will initiate the oxide color, and it will put the shine on there. So we'll kind of do a little of both. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that as well as I can, but wow, there's some sparkle on there. Hold on. My light, my harsh light shield that Dale made me came off, so you can't really see it. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Can you see it? You can kind of see it over here a little bit. But it's it puts some sparkle on the background, which is super pretty. You'll be able to see it even more as it dries. It's a little damp, but I'm going to use it anyway, and we're going to keep going. Oh, thank you. Oh, we were going to cut the background half and half. Now I've already put, okay. All right, hold on. I need one more color. I think we should have a little bit of purple in there, maybe. Let's see if this matches. We have blue, pink, but maybe the lime green. Half and half with the lime green. Okay, let me cut it. We are going to do that. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I cut this the same size as the other one. And then I'm going to cut it like this. I don't know if this is what you were thinking, but this is where I'm going with this. Oh, I'm going to cut them at the same exact time so they fit perfectly together. So sit there. There we go. That's one way to do it. Now we have enough to use this for the other side, for the other card too. So we're going to put this here. So when we add this, we're going to have green at the top and pink at the bottom. Alright, hold still, guys. Here we go. I know there's already ink on this. There's already glue on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and set it there to hold my place. There we go. Move it a little bit. Perfect. Now we'll take that, flip it over. I'm going to use my soda press to stick that together really nicely. And then we'll put it on the back of this. Now we have all the colors on the background as well. And here we go, and we're almost done. We're doing so good. So if you bought this stamp set, you probably got your little flower power thingy. I'm going to see if that works on, I have some extra ones. I might use it if it's flat enough. Alright, I just need a sentiment. Maybe I'll move this one to right here. Let's see what kind of sentiment we come up with. We need it. Oh, here, I got 2 sentiments already. I have "You're a superstar," or I have "Another year older and still rolling with it." I think I like the "You're a superstar." Maybe I'll move this over here. And this down here. And then she'll just be jamming on her card. I meant half and half of the pattern paper, but I like what you've done. Living on the edge of hearing things like that. LOL, I would have fumbled things doing that. Oh yeah, you know what? I just roll with it. I just eyeball it. No fear. If it doesn't work out, I'll just do something else. Yeah, I just roll with it. Especially when I'm live, I just go with whatever. I have some of the dots that we sell in the shop. I have some purple, and I have some pink that I think will look really good, and we'll add a few of those. And I think it'll be awesome. And there's already some sparkle to it. A little bit hard to see on camera, but there's definitely some sparkle to it now. It's like an ice sparkly color to it. So we're going to put her right here. Oh, she looks so pretty on these colors. It's so vibrant and beautiful. I haven't decided about that, but I might leave it. I think I like the pink. Darker blue dots. We can do that too. I think we can mix them up. I'll probably have to take that off though. That looks kind of funny on there. Those are the lighter blue ones. I mean the darker blue ones. And then there's purple. The purple will look really good, I think. We can mix them up. Why not mix them up? We can make, ooh, this one will look good right over top of the flower. They're all different sizes, so you can do kind of whatever you want with them. You get over 90 of them in the pack when you get them in the shop. And so you get a lot, and you get 3 different sizes. So they're very helpful to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more. You know, I like to have odd numbers, but that's just me. That's just the way I roll. I think I'll put the purple one right by her. Maybe oh no, I think I'm going to put the blue one up there. Right there. We'll put the pink one down there, and then just glue them on. I usually pick them up with this once I decide which ones I want on there. Put them over top of the glue. And put this one right here. And when you do that much work on the background, you don't really have to do a whole lot to the rest of it, because it just already got so much going on. And you're a superstar, so that's super fun. If you haven't picked up your 70s release set, there's still a couple of bundles left in this shop. They're 15% off right now, but that's for a limited time. So if you want them, you should go get them before they go off of sale. Otherwise, they're back to regular price. All right. So usually after I put all of my gemstones on there, I press them with my soda press. My soda press has a lot of jobs in my craft room, just to make sure the glue gets adhered and everything stays perfectly still, and then it doesn't go anywhere, and it works out just great. So let me zoom in. So this is what she looks like when she's done, but she needs her eyes back in. She needs her white gel pen back in her eyes. Hold on. because she'll look so much better when we put the whites back in her eyes. And we need them. And then we're going to touch just a tad on her lips. I'm going to touch her lips just a little bit. Hold, I smeared. Instead of touching, I smeared. So I have to go in with the multi-liner and put that line back on there. There we go. Alright, that's better. And we'll put a little bit of shine on the side of her boot, on the top of this boot. We'll put a little bit on her headband, although you won't be able to see it very well because it's white. But we'll put it there anyway. And now she is complete. So this is her up close. That's her outfit. That's the amazing background we built together. Thank you for sitting through that. And I do like, I know that wasn't what your intent was, but I do like the green on one side and the pink on the other. I do think that that brings out all the colors instead of just one. Yeah, and then all the bling matches and looks really good. I love this bling, by the way. So when you order anything from the new release, you get that in your kit for free. Yay! I'm so glad that you guys like it. I really like it as well. I'm pretty sure when I add the paper to the inside, I'm going to add either this along the side or along the bottom. I haven't decided yet, but I'm definitely going to use this on the inside because we took it out and we need it. So, yeah, there's a lot of sparkle on there. Can you kind of see it when I move it around? You can see it kind of shimmering in this corner over here. It's a shimmer. It's like a shimmery glow on it. But anyway, so thank you so much for joining me. I should be back on Thursday. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing for the holidays, so I'm not sure how that'll work. But right now, when I sign off here, I'm about to go over to Crafty Ho-Ho's YouTube channel, and I'm going to hang out with them for a bit. So if you want to come join us, you can. Yes, Drea's live that I'm about to go over to. She put the link in there so you guys can come and join us. I really like doing this with you guys. I hope you liked it too. Don't forget we did this background, which was awesome, and I will make a card to use with this. This will not go to waste. And that was the Flower Power stencil. Love you guys. If you make something, please share it in the group. We'd love to see it. And I will see you guys over at Happy Crafty Ho-Ho. If you're watching this on YouTube as a replay, please like and subscribe. We are trying to grow that channel, and we are probably going to be moving some, if not all, of our evening videos over to YouTube. So, be on the lookout for that to come, and be sure to join our YouTube so you'll know when those videos are coming out, as well as future speed coloring videos and quick card making videos are on the horizon as well. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. Have a great evening, and I'll see you guys later. Good night.